phone and let me show you around. Let me take you out, bet you we can have some fun.
Hi, I'm Samuel Hoffman.
I'm William Bowles.
And we are Ask the Agents. We are live usually every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We are real estate agents at the Corcoran Group in New York City.
And today we're coming to you on a tape segment. It is Tuesday. What'd you do yesterday?
Yesterday, I watched the total solar eclipse.
Really? What did you have on when you watched the total solar eclipse?
I had on my my solar patented glasses here.
And was it amazing?
It was amazing, William, actually.
Right.
So I hope everyone else got to see it.
I hope everyone enjoyed the eclipse. Yeah.
If not, you can catch it in 2024. And Texas, you'll be able to view it in Texas.
Put it on your calendar, yes. Perhaps
Absolutely.
We'll go to Texas in 2024 and check that out. So we do this every week. We generally we're live and you ask us questions and we answer. We had some carryover questions from last week. Thank you. So I will stop right here and just say if you're watching this now, please like and share. We ask you to do that, and then ask us questions, and we can kick off next Tuesday's show with your questions. One of the questions that came in, though, is we rarely talk about market data and numbers. So we get the question all the time, what's going on with the market, and specifically data and all of that.
People love numbers and actual statistics.
So at Corcoran, we do every month, we do something called a monthly market snapshot. If you're not currently receiving that and would like to receive that, please reach out to either one of us or both of us. But we had the numbers were compiled for July. We actually have a pretty big data team that works on this stuff, and then it comes out in a really nice format. So if you'd like that, we can share that with you. The one from July just came out, and we highlighted a couple of things. The key takeaways. So those of you that are familiar or not so familiar with the New York City market, most of the housing inventory that's for sale are co-ops, cooperatives, and condominiums, also called condos. The big takeaway from July was that co-op signed contracts were up 13% from last year. So generally we're comparing July 17 to July 2016. Thank you. Condo sales dropped 11%. So co-ops up 13%, wow. Condos down 11%. So if you dig a little bit deeper into those, you see that actually the median sale price and the median sale price and the average sale price both went down on co-ops and went up on condos. So let's just think about that for a second. The number of transactions went up, but the median price went down. And in co-ops, which is a lot of what we do. And then on the condominium side, it's the alternative. So the alternate, right? So what does that mean? That means that people that are smarter about pricing are selling their apartments. Like that, to me, that's the headline. That's the takeaway.
And William's favorite, pricing. Pricing is everything.
Pricing is everything. If it's not compelling, it's not selling. We've been saying this for months, right? So I think if you can slice and dice data a million different ways, this completely backs up what we've been feeling sort of on the front lines out there and what we're seeing. I think I would venture to say in my 13 and a half years of selling in New York City, I haven't seen as many price reductions in the past, call it 6 or 8 months, as I have in the whole time. Wow. Maybe I'm my fuzzy memory on 2008. I don't know.
I haven't been in the game.
But I'll tell you what, we haven't seen it. We haven't seen this many price reductions in a while. So and I think that also feeds into something that we like to think about when you're pricing your apartment, or whether we're working with a seller or a buyer. The market determines what your apartment is worth.
We don't dictate
the market. The doesn't care what you paid for it. The market doesn't care how much you put into the renovations. The market doesn't care. The market doesn't care. That right. So our strategy when we're working with sellers is we actually present 3 different pricing strategies, but of course there's one that we really prefer. You can price above the market and hope to heck that someone comes in and doesn't pay attention to the comps,
not really working
maybe has
right
a bad
now,
agent representing them, and they're going to come in and they're going to give you your stretch price. Now, hey, are there stretch prices that happen in any market?
Absolutely.
Of course. For the really, really unique and special,
apartments.
Think West Village doorman with a view of the river that is designed within an inch of its life, right? So are there exceptions to any rule?
Absolutely.
Think Central Park West. West or Fifth Avenue facing the park and renovate, right? Like there are always stretch prices out there, but the vast majority of buyers are not going to accept your stretch price. So that's strategy number one. Correct. Strategy number two is sort of price it in the middle, like where you think that it's gonna, fall. You do a big comps analysis, which we do with people, and we're like, hey, we feel like based on the comparables and based on the market activity that the price is going to be X, then we list at that price. Mm-hmm. Generally, you get pretty good results with that. You're going to be on the market probably a few weeks. You're hopeful that two people come along and compete with each other in that scenario,
bidding more,
right? Because that's going to give you more leverage, right? Absolutely. As a seller. And then the third one, you go over the third one.
No, I'm on
you go over the third one.
You're on a roll. Well, to me, I mean, actually, I don't know what your
What's
third
our
one
favorite?
is.
Come on.
Our favorite is pricing it, what the market dictates, and having people pricing it just below.
Just below. That's where I was going.
All right, sorry. Well, we usually we're going to say no. I mean, yes, you park it just below, and you are, a lot of times, and it works a lot for William. A lot of times you're going to see those at ask offers and over ask offers that you compete with, and it turns out that usually you're getting the most bang for your buck there.
I will say that third one, which is of course our favorite and the one that we do recommend, that takes the biggest leap of faith from our clients. So
you got to really trust.
And we have case studies and things that show that this works, and no matter what market it is, that can work. Our goal is to get you multiple offers in the shortest amount of time. You get to pick the best, but from multiple people.
Which one would you say is the most popular in New York City in terms of the client
it's interesting. The least popular, I would say it depends on how you define popular.
Which
sellers
one is the most
probably
taken?
love the stretch price strategy.
Of course.
Most agents won't allow sellers to do the stretch price strategy.
So then it leaves them with 2 and 3.
It leaves them with 2 and 3, and I would say generally 2 is probably the most because
taken.
also I think if you go into the mindset of the seller, every seller owner thinks that their place is unique and special.
You can't blame them.
Right?
You can't blame them, and they want to get their money.
You know what? I'm house proud. You're house proud. Like every
you want to get that, especially when you're talking to a seller who's put money into renovations or who has paid X amount. They want to get their money back, and you can't blame them for that. But at the end of the day, William and I are out there on the streets, we're in the office, we see the numbers, we see the listings, we see the reductions, we see the overpriced ones, we see everything. And, this is our job. So
9 times out of 10, they play out like we feel like they're going to play out from the very beginning. Whether or not we're able to communicate it and convince, we communicate it. Whether or not we're able to convince our clients to go with strategy 2 or 3 versus number 1, it's tough sometimes, right?
And now a good agent, though, no matter what option you pick, will get the job done some way or somehow eventually. That is, some way, even if you got to be on there a year, even if there's multiple price a good agent will get it done and make you happy.
Well, and I think
to some extent.
But I think you bring up a good point. Let's say a client has talked us into the stretch price scenario, and I have to tell you, sometimes you fall into that stretch price scenario, you don't even realize it, because some apartments are just hard to get comps for, right?
They really are.
But the important thing is, if you're not getting second showings, and even better, if you're not getting offers in the first 3 weeks in this market, 3 to 4 weeks in this market, something is broken. You can't sit back and wait for that person to walk into the apartment.
90% of that time, it's
you got to get in front of that, and 99% of that time, you got to do a price adjustment. So that's actually something that we like to work with our clients on.
And it's not like, okay, so we get a percentage of what it actually goes for. So if you sell it for less, it's not in our best interest either. But at the end of the day, we want you to be able to sell your apartment. And we're going to recommend...
Because you know what? We don't get paid unless you get paid.
Exactly. And we're not just going to try and rush it out the door to get, take the first offer.
No.
But, in the first, like William said, in the first 3 weeks, if you're not getting, offers, if you're not getting people coming to your open houses, if you're not getting showing requests, multiple showing requests, then something obviously is wrong. Yeah. And it's not our doing, it's not the sellers, it is the market. And the market dictates the price and ultimately dictates what your apartment's worth.
You actually touched on something in there that I just want to extract out. It's where you said that we're not trying to rush it and take the first offer. Correct. So that's one of the biggest things that we hear from sellers when we say let's do number 3. We have these 10 case studies to show you that you're going to get the best price and the best offer from the market. A lot of times sellers will think, or our clients will think, oh, well, you just want to sell this in a week and move on to the next one. That's actually not. That's True. Not our intent. Our intent is always to get you the best possible terms from a qualified buyer, which is super important in New York City. The buyer has to be able to close on the apartment.
You don't want someone getting to the final stretch and all falling apart.
But instead of thinking in terms of we're going to have this wrapped up in a week or two because it's easier for us, it's actually better for you if we underprice it a little bit, get you multiple people to choose from, especially if you're selling a co-op, because someone may come in and give you $100,000 over your asking price, but if they can't pass the co-op order, can't close on
it doesn't matter.
It's a moot point. It's not even a real offer deal at that point, right?
I just think that no, you're absolutely right, but like, we're not gonna at least William and I, we're not gonna settle. If you're not happy, we're not gonna be happy. We want you to be happy, but at the end of the day, we're gonna give you our professional real estate opinion because that's what you're paying us for. You're paying us for that advice, and we're gonna give you the best advice, even if it's not what you want to hear. Hey, if you get a cash deal or whatever, a deal period, and we tell you to take it, then that's our advice. But if you might get a deal and we tell you don't take it, and you really want to take it, you can do whatever you want, but we're advising you against them. So at the end of the day, you got to have agents that you trust.
And yes, and there was one more thing I want to extract out of what you just said, because you got little nuggets in there that I like. Little nuggets. So you are not hiring us and paying us to tell you what you want to hear, right? I mean, that's what I extracted out of that.
No, absolutely.
Because we have case studies, we're the pros, we have experience.
We're paid to sift through. If you get 5 offers, amazing. But we're paid to sift through and see which one's actual, tangible, like which one's a real offer, and which one's not going to fall apart at the home stretch.
That was a good, we got off on a good tangent based on numbers. I want to go to one more number and then we'll wrap things up. Because some of these numbers are ridiculous. The most entertaining part of these numbers is are you kidding me? So the average sale price for condominiums in Manhattan, July 2017, the average sale price, $2,537,936. You know what that's going to get you? That's going to probably get you a 1-bedroom.
Tell me about the average sale price in, I don't know, let's say Atlanta, Georgia, or Texas.
I don't know. We got to talk to one of our referral partners for that. So the average sale price, again, 2.5. The median sale price, it's interesting, there's a big difference here, 1.6.
Wow.
And again, that's for the condominiums. What else do I want to show you? So actually, let's finish this thought, because now let's do co-ops. Is that where you're going?
Yeah, I know.
All right. Absolutely. So if the average price is 2.5 on a condominium, the average price is 1.2 on a co-op. Right, that's actually a pretty big spread compared to what it usually is. Wow, this is even bigger. If the median sale price for condominiums is 1.6, the median sale price for co-ops was $815,000. It's like half.
That's insane. And those
numbers are crazy.
Just in case you guys aren't getting these numbers right off the bat, we'll have the link, and we'll have we can
link it up. We
will link this right below the video.
That's awesome.
This thing.
That's a great idea.
I mean, this is what we pay us the bucks for. A couple more things. William and I actually just joined a new club last week, the 5 a.m. Club.
Oh, right.
And William, just tell them a quick snippet about what the 5 a.m. Club is.
5 a.m. Club, what is that? It is, think of a bunch of people holding each other accountable. You dial into this number. It's all muted, so it's not like everyone's getting on the phone together at 5 o'clock, but you're getting on to listen to someone. This morning, it was about you are
the people that surround you.
You are the people that you surround yourself with, right? That's really who you end up being, and there were some great quotes around that. So you basically, I'm setting my alarm for 4:55 in the morning.
4:45. No, it just
get up,
gets
having a
us
cup,
up.
It gets you going.
I've done so much by the time, whereas I used to wake up at 6:45, 7. I've gotten so much out of my way, and I feel just more a boost of energy and ready to go. Even if the conversation that morning is not what I'm loving, or I'm not totally dialed into, I'm up, I'm energetic, and I'm ready for my day. And yes. And
well, no, I was just going to say, because we both get in the office early, because if you're getting up at 5 o'clock, what do you got to do? You got to have your coffee, you got to go work out, you got to get stuff done, and you got to get in the office.
We've got morning rituals and everything.
If you want to have a really quiet, peaceful place in the morning, go to a real estate office before 10 a.m. It's so quiet and so peaceful and so wonderful.
Ghost town. But we're here. Anyways, one more thing. This is one of the last weeks of August, and we're almost off the summer. Any tips for the, what do you think about the market in September? What do you think is going to happen in the fall? Because historically, it's a good time, good time.
What do I think? I think that the market is pretty strong right now. I actually just listed something today, this week. Normally, you wouldn't be listing apartments the third week of August, but the market's doing really well. I specifically told this client, let's not wait till after Labor Day, because what are you waiting for? You're waiting for more competition.
I know you're big on this month.
I personally think that this relatively strong market with strong volume is going to push into September.
Okay.
In New York City, things tend to get quiet whenever there are Jewish holidays. Those are a little bit later this year, so I personally...
Only in this city.
I know.
Only in this city does it shut down.
But it's the truth, right?
No, it really is.
I think that we're going to push right through into September with a pretty strong market. I want to say one more thing about StepTember.
Oh, yes.
Right. So Samuel and I are both participating in...
And there's one more thing. You said StepTember.
It's S-T-E-P, StepTember.
Yes, okay.
Right. I'm not stuttering.
And once again, the link will be down below. But
okay, post that link too. Link it up twice. So we are both challenging ourselves to do at least 10,000 steps a day for 28 days, starting, I believe, the Tuesday after Labor Day, but it will be in the link, right? So we're going to have little pedometers on us. You'll probably use... I'll use the old school pedometer that goes in my pocket.
I'm going to use the old one, too.
All right. 10,000 steps a day, but we're fundraising around that for cerebral palsy. So if you're interested in supporting either one of us or both of us, it's a great cause, and
we're on a team together.
We're doing it. We are doing some fundraising around it, and we would appreciate you considering helping us out.
And it's a great cause. And, just to touch on the last thing, it's 10,000 steps. Some people, if you're not in New York City, that can seem very daunting per day to somebody. Believe me, I know people that seems very daunting. But in New York City, that's a walk in the park.
New York City real estate agent.
10,000 is nothing. If you're not getting at least 15, you need to be.
You're lazy.
You need to be seeing more properties. So hope everyone has a great week. Once again, make sure to follow, like, share, ask lots of questions.
I believe we'll be live next week.
We will be live next week, and that'll be the last. I guess that's the last Tuesday before September. And I always think like September, then it's like the summer's over. Anyways. Hope everyone enjoyed that solar eclipse, and I hope everyone has a great week. I'm Samuel Hoffman.
I'm William Bowles. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
This just can't be summer love.